All right, guys, I'm throwing in everything but the kitchen sink for this product review. All right, where to start? Oh, I just got demonetized. Sorry about that, Sesame Street. All right, well, this is not a bad place to start. This one is kind of icy looking. It looks more teal in reality land versus recorded footage land. Yeah, yeah. It's it's still the lighting is definitely a little bit on the yellow side versus white. So moving on though, let's see. Picked up a 12 pack of sleeves, and these were dirt cheap. I don't know, maybe $20 for 12 pack of sleeves. Hilariously, one of them that I've already chose to use only had 99 instead of 100 or 101, 102. So that's great. Really like the color of this one, and yeah, to a certain extent, the fact that it had some good color choices. Here's a color I puke yellow. I didn't have that yet. This one's a little on that petrol type side. Black, blue, orange, clear. I didn't. Okay, I thought maybe I was gonna have a cream one and a white one, but yeah, one ends up being clear. So I guess I'll have to find something that doesn't care about a deck that doesn't have a single card that's double backed. But we'll figure that out at some point. Okay, so the other two, I've already sleeved up decks, and I think at some point I might start doing deck reviews. If I do, though, they probably won't be set up the style that I'm doing here. I might just, digital PowerPoint style presentation more. But yeah, Tabarex, I went ahead and made those sleeves, and here they are. Well, there I go again, bumping things. I don't know, cheap sleeves, but at the same time, they shouldn't. Sometimes cheap sleeves are made so cheap that they're a little too tight, and then they might start bending cards. From what I've seen so far, I don't know. Yeah, they're not as bad as the last set that I got on cheap, and yeah, the colors were a little bit different. So I'm like, if I'm sleeving the masses, it was an okay way to go, at least one last time. Because, yeah, I do have a ton of Commander decks. And then here was the other one. Here's the one I said that, yeah, white sleeved. Same feel to it as those others. And, yeah, doesn't appear to, shouldn't mess with the slants on the cards. This one, I decided to go, is the other guy? Nah. Him, and then the Kimba that cares about how many equipments are attached to Kimba. I'll have ways to search for it and yada, yada, yada. But yeah, it is mono white, so, that's the whole goal of that deck, is to make as many freaking cats as possible during an upkeep. That is, rocket through the deck with SRAM, and then try to get that guy as fast as possible so you make all your wonderful cats. Next product, and yeah, as you see, I've already sleeved up or already boxed up with two of them. Here's the other two. I will say this 4 set of boxes, they were cheap. And you can tell, looking at them. Well, and actually this lighting being yellow, it is actually helping, at least on the video, for them to pop more. Whereas in person, not looking through the camera, and yeah, I guess it's the camera's lighting more than the setup lighting that I've got. Yeah, this blue and green do not pop like that as much as you guys are seeing in the video. Like, it is so much duller. I will say, for the price that they are, and if you're not, you're not traveling and jarring around like a madman, they're fine. But yes, you can, it's cheaper construction. Here's here's a guy that I got that is better by far. And I've gotten several things from this brand. You know, I don't know, they probably get their stuff from Alibaba and then slap their logo on it and call it a day. But and you know, there's nothing wrong with doing that. But yeah, there is a quality difference, massive quality difference. Fairly cheap, but not dirt cheap. And yes, the magnet's way better on. And yeah, I know I'm kind of going back and doing a product review for old stuff, but you guys might as well have that info if you manage to see that on Amazon. There's a magnet here, whereas this one, yeah, no magnet there, whereas it just has the magnets there. And yes, I definitely think the magnet on this one is way better. And it is. It just straight up is. But yeah, if you like the side profile with them standing this direction, go this route over this. But if you just want dirt cheap and, you know, several boxes for several decks, these are fine. The only other thing is yeah, I'll go ahead and review. Yeah, I think same brand. Yeah, same brand. I've got this, a purple and a black one. Exact same feel. You know, I got the fake alligator or whatever. And then I've got well, there's a purple one with a different texture. And, oh, okay, that's right. The purple one has a different texture. This one, a green one, and a black one all have this texture. But, you know, the ones that set this style, there's a lot of room. And, you know, it's going to be bulkier in your travel bag, but at the same time, if that's what you're looking for, I don't know. If you're fine with those things, this style is pretty decent. I will also say this style is pretty decent, especially if you do want the bottom ones. And yeah, I've got, you know, the wrong bottom on this one, but because for giggles, well, you know, if you have this out with a different deck, you know, and then you just slap it on, because I got this one first, and then I got a 4-pack as well that, a couple of them, this, you know, a couple of them are kind of loose for how that connects, but this one's really good. It was the first one that I got. And then, if, you know, while I'm reviewing these types of boxes, you know, you can't really beat Ultimate Guard when it comes to feel and look. And granted, the ones that are, I don't know, glossy like this, like over time, they can, you know, you'll start seeing fingerprints and stuff, maybe. But, and yeah, actually, I mentioned this guy on a, and that's another thing too. I'm like, I don't know. Sometimes when you're squeezing it to get open, you're like, oh god, I hope that doesn't squeeze incorrectly. But yeah, Soul of Windgrace, and yeah, this Jund deck actually took a massive overhaul, and because I originally had it, there was a Vashino that, you know, they're lizards now, but there was a Vashino Jund that cared about haste creatures to make tap treasure tokens. That was fun, but yeah, this is way more my style than, you know, that one that was just, you know, I was just having quirky fun deck with that, whereas, I don't know, I'm like, you know, the new rating system tells me they're 3s, but in my head, a good chunk of my decks are 4s, you know, if you consider power level. But if you think about it, I think Wizards of the Coast designed the whole bracket system so that people would quit whining about the fact that they've got a 3.5 and you've got a 9, or you know, whatever, not 3.5. They brought a 6.5 and you've got a 9. Well, it's not your fault that they came with something that's less powerful than what you brought. And no, I'm not in CEDH, and I do not have the money for you know, Power 9 and shit like that. But yeah. I do like, you know, bringing it all the way. Let's see. And I might, yeah, you know what? I think I will split this video up too. All right, so then this one, and I almost have, yeah, we'll do the cards on another, in the part 2 of this. But yeah, my son wanted me to order something for him. I didn't get the video because I already gave him it, but there's a goofy purple worm that you stick this sword in, and the worm is the sheath for this. And actually, honestly, this sword is really cool looking. It's way cooler than I expected it to be. And wow, definitely got that new plastic smell, you know, Payless and whatnot. Yeah. Oh, wow. That said, though, holy cow. Does it set weird, or no? That's just the fact that it had to set that way in the box. Okay, good. I was really concerned the hilt, crossguard. There we go. The crossguard was set on really cattywampus, but no, it should be fine. All right. Yeah, that's all for now. I will hit you guys with my last little bit of TCG stuff in the next video. See you there.